The L119a2, made famous recently by a certain badass in Nairobi, is the weapon of choice for UK Special Forces operatives. And no, it's not an M4, it's an L119a2, okay? Shut up. So if you want one in airsoft, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Archwick, for example, do one which is about 1,200 quid, if you can believe it. So what if you're a cheapskate like me? You'll be looking for an L119 at home, but don't worry, Rossi's got you covered. This is the Rossi Neptune, the L119a2 at home. Now, before I continue, you know how YouTube works and all this kind of stuff. I need constant validation for my ego, so please subscribe. The subscriber count is directly linked to my self-esteem, and you'll be doing me a favor. Thank you so much. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who the hell is Rossi? Well, as far as I can make out, Rossi is a real-life firearms manufacturer from Italy.
Now, we could not get Winchester 94s and we couldn't get Henry's, but we told Rossi that we were going to be doing a execution video, and they happily sent us guns. So thank you, Rossi.
Rossi, Garantham's third choice.
And they've lent their name to a certain airsoft manufacturer. You know that manufacturer. What? You don't know that manufacturer? Well, if you know E&C, if you know Spectre Arms, if you know Lancer Tactical, few others, Huntsman Airsoft, and even Novrich AEGs, they're all made by that manufacturer. It's a manufacturer in China that makes all the same guns with all the same components, all the same Chinese orphan slaves, you know what I mean, all the same QC. That factory will make pretty generic airsoft guns, and then different companies will slap their name on it. Now, any company can do this. You could literally pick up the phone to this manufacturer, make a phone call, make a few deals, and before you know it, the Greg's Bakery Blaster is on patrol base. Discounted, of course. Which means if you've owned any of those guns, you'll know what to expect from this gun. It's not a bad thing. That means that essentially you're getting a very good external build quality. So it's CNC aluminium rail, full metal body. There's no, wobble or shake or anything like that. Nothing's loose. Everything's fitted fine. Okay. But it does mean the gun is a little bit generic. So I'm now going to go through the unique components of this gun. So first of all, you've got this lovely aluminium bronze rail. Okay, that's all the unique features. Literally everything else is really generic. You've got a generic A2 pistol grip. You've got a Magpul style stock, which you've seen on a million other guns. There's nothing really that's on the real L119a2 that you'll find here apart from the rail. So the ergo pistol grip of the real gun is gone. The sling plate is not the same. It does not have the ambi selector of the real gun. It's a really half-arsed replica when you think about it that way. They designed the rail, they did a great job. They got to here and went, fuck it, let's go to lunch, and they just slapped a bunch of generic crap on there. So if you really want a proper replica, it's hard to recommend this, even though it does come up a much cheaper price. So to give you an idea, this is about 280 quid, which for the gun itself is a bargain. You also get some really nice internal features. Now again, it's got pretty standard things like, yes, 16:1 ratio gears, that's fine. Yes, it's got a steel nozzle, which is pretty cool. Yes, it's got a piston with metal teeth. That's all fine. What really makes this nice is the electronic trigger unit and MOSFET. Now, you can program this for safe, semi and auto, obviously, but you can change it to a 2-round burst, 3-round burst, up to 5-round burst, and my favorite feature, which is binary trigger. What's a binary trigger? I'll tell you what a binary trigger is. Binary trigger is the future. and it's my present, and it's something that I've just fallen in love with. Now, I've got binary trigger on other guns, but I've never programmed them. On this one I have, and I'm so glad I did. Basically, binary trigger means there's no battery in this, so you're gonna have to use your imagination. You shoot, and then it, BB goes out, you release, and BB goes out again. So it's shoot, 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 shoot. One pull of the trigger, shoot, 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 like this. It's a great feature, and last time I played, that's how I used this gun, and I was really happy that I had that feature. Now, you got to talk to your sites, because some sites don't like that. They consider it full auto. My site obviously don't give a shit, so I was really happy to use that feature. It was really, really cool, and it's something I want to program on other guns. It's great with this one. The standard motor they put in is pretty basic, so I've personally slapped in a high torque. I think it's a ASG 40K motor, and it's really improved not just the performance but also the sound of it. It was quite squeaky before, but now it sounds pretty good and pretty formidable. The performance is pretty good as well. So, you know, I said they like to sprinkle in some little goodies. They also did the same for the hop unit. They've put in a what is it now? A maple leaf. There you go. I remembered. It was a maple leaf bucking and rubber, which does help the performance quite a bit. So when you're using it, you're looking at an effective range, I'd say about 40 meters. It'll shoot further, probably up to about 60 meters, but if you want to hit a man-sized target, 40 meters is what you're basically getting out of this gun, which isn't bad, you know. You could do a lot worse.
Vegeta, what does this
chronograph
say about his power level? It's
320 feet per second with a 0.2 gram BB.
What?
So the standard velocity on this is about 320 FPS with a 0.2 gram BB. It's not bad. Personally, you might have noticed I've got an extended barrel on this one that I've put in. Not to say that the standard barrel is bad at all. I just put that in just to increase the velocity just a little bit, because at the time I had no springs to put in there. Which did the job. It increased it just a little bit, you know, just to get that little bit more performance. Once I took the gun apart, I found out why the velocity was fairly low. There is absolutely no air seal to speak of. It's outrageous. So I will be replacing the piston head, I think, in this one, just to get that better air seal, which should increase the velocity as well. So this gun is reliable. It shoots pretty well. It's super solid, and it's pretty cheap too. So this should be a super easy recommend, right? Nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't stand out. It doesn't spark joy, even though it's got all those good things going for it. And I think to fully explain the point, I need to show you a different gun. Okay, this is my Ares Keltec RDB. Unlike the gun that we were just talking about, it's not reliable. It definitely is a gun that I could never recommend. It's so poorly built on the inside. Every time I use it, I have to fix something new. This gun hates me, but you know what? I love it. But as airsofters, we don't make decisions with our heads. We make them with our hearts. And I'm no different. I'm a very emotional person.
gay.
I love this gun, not because it's reliable, not because it makes sense or shoots well. It's because of the vibes. This thing has got vibes out the arse. It's so unique. Every time I use this thing, I have somebody stop and ask me what it is. It's so cool. It's that, you know, Halo battle rifle aesthetic that everyone loves. Even the colors are quirky. I absolutely love using this gun, even though it does not love me back. The Rossi is a fine gun, but it doesn't give you that joy. There's nothing amazing about it. If you're an L119a2 enthusiast, you're not going to like it because it doesn't fully replicate the gun properly. If you want just a standard airsoft gun, it's an okay option, but there are better options for the price. There's nothing that really makes it stand out, and that's a real shame.
I'll let myself out if that's okay with you.